Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He is more likely to talk big than actually make big moves in his career. His confidence might impress you at first, and he can be very convincing with his words and manners. His neatness helps him stay organized, but that's not enough to climb very high in most jobs.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's more likely to break down than bounce back. He takes setbacks personally, and his emotions can get out of control quickly, sometimes leading to outbursts or heated arguments. While he's polite and caring most of the time, his temper shows when pressure hits.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
He usually tries to be polite and caring, so many people might find him pleasant at first. But when things don't go his way, his temper can flare up quickly, and he might get into arguments or speak harshly without meaning to. This can make coworkers feel uneasy and lead to fights or misunderstandings.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you succeed in your career, he is likely to be kind and supportive to your face, showing care and warmth. However, deep down, he may feel uneasy and a bit insecure, especially if your achievements remind him of his own lack of ambition or progress. He won't try to bring you down directly, but you may notice a quiet tension.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he's likely to feel stung. Maybe not show it openly, but you'll sense it in little ways. While he tries to be polite and caring, the difference in earnings may make him question his own worth, leading to quiet resentment or moodiness. He may sometimes snap or make offhand comments that hint at his discomfort.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He's not careless with money. He likes things neat and planned, so he usually keeps track of his spending. You'll notice that he prefers sticking to routines and won't waste money on random stuff. He can be thoughtful and practical with family finances, making sure bills are paid and everything is in order.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He mostly lives within his means and doesn't pretend to be richer than he is. He likes things to be organized and stable, so he avoids risky spending or showing off with money he doesn't have. If you're worried about someone who gets into trouble trying to impress others. That's not really his style.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He's generally kind and warm hearted, so he will help others and show care when someone needs it. While he is careful about his finances, he isn't stingy or mean with money. His kindness comes across in thoughtful actions rather than expensive gifts.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is usually open and fair about money, not the type to hide things or keep secrets about spending. He prefers clear routines and likes to keep family life organized, so he will talk about bills, savings, and expenses with you honestly. You won't feel him controlling you through money or keeping you in the dark.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He believes that keeping things neat and organized is important, but he may quietly expect you to take on more of the household chores. Even though he cares about fairness and wants to be kind, he's not likely to jump in and do a big share of the work without being asked. Don't be afraid to speak up about what you need. He's willing to help, but clear and gentle conversations will work best.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He likes things to be tidy and orderly, so he will notice when chores need to be done. However, he may often help by telling you what needs fixing rather than rolling up his sleeves and doing it himself. With gentle reminders, he can pitch in, but don't expect him to take over on his own.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
When a disagreement happens, he may start off by arguing to prove he's right, especially if he feels challenged. His feelings can flare up quickly, and he might not listen carefully at first. You'll just need to give him a moment to cool down before real understanding happens.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he gets angry, his emotions can take over and he might lose his cool. Even though he tries to be polite most of the time, in the heat of the moment, he may say hurtful things or raise his voice. Afterwards, he might regret his outburst and try to make up for it, but in those moments, his respectfulness can slip.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he is someone who can get angry very quickly, especially when things don't go as he likes. His temper flares up fast, and he may have sudden outbursts or say harsh things in the moment. It is important not to ignore this red flag.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
When things cool down, he can be polite and might say sorry, but it doesn't always come easily for him. At first, he may try to defend himself or even blame you for how things turned out, especially if he feels hurt or embarrassed. It's important to notice whether he truly learns from his mistakes or keeps repeating the same behavior.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He wants to be kind and polite and usually tries to respect your wishes. However, if he's upset or feels strongly, he may push back or question your boundaries at first, especially if it hurts his pride or plans. Sometimes, in his emotional moments, he might argue or try to persuade you to change your mind, which can feel disrespectful.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he's the kind of man who may take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He feels emotions strongly and may read your no as a rejection, which can hurt his feelings and even make him moody or upset. Be patient, but also make sure your comfort is respected and never feel guilty for needing space.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He is generally kind hearted and values respect in the relationship, so he won't use your secrets or special times to hurt or embarrass you later. He wants to keep the trust between you both safe and doesn't believe in shaming or making you feel small.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He's the kind of man who values loyalty and emotional connection, so he's likely to stay faithful in a relationship. He isn't usually looking around or easily drawn to other women, as deep bonds matter more to him than excitement or attention from others. You can expect honesty and commitment from him if he feels loved and respected at home.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He's not usually over possessive, but his emotions sometimes run high, especially when he feels insecure or overlooked. If he gets upset, he may show flashes of jealousy or try to be in charge, but it's more about wanting order and respect than controlling everything you do. Building trust with open conversation can help calm his worries.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
His protective side can sometimes slip into being controlling, especially when he feels uncertain or things are not going his way. At first, it might seem like he just wants the best for you and cares about your safety. Watch for signs where his care feels more like limits instead of support, and make sure your independence is respected.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He likes things to be organized and wants a happy home, but he may quietly expect you to handle most of the parenting work without saying it directly. He will help out if you ask and set routines together, but he's more comfortable guiding or supervising rather than sharing all the tasks equally from the start. You'll need to talk openly about sharing responsibilities, or he might just fall into old habits where you're doing more.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he's likely to lose his temper quickly. He feels things very strongly, so small mistakes or noise can sometimes push him to react sharply, maybe raising his voice or saying things he regrets later. While he loves the children and wants the best for them, his patience runs out fast during stressful moments.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He cares about you and wants you to feel respected as a mother, but sometimes he might have a hard time seeing you as your own person outside family duties. He likes things to run smoothly and may quietly expect you to focus mostly on home and parenting. Making your wishes clear will help both of you build a happier partnership.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this could be a concern with him. He may seem supportive of your career at first and say kind things about your work, but his idea of a well run home might mean expecting you to focus more on family after a child arrives. Watch for signals that his support might change and set boundaries so you're not surprised later.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will most likely be polite and respectful to your parents, always speaking nicely and behaving well in their presence. However, his warmth might stay on the surface without much deep connection or affection unless he feels very comfortable with them. Gently encourage open conversations and shared experiences to help build a warmer bond over time. He will try to be polite and keep things smooth with your family, but deep down he likes things his own way and prefers a set routine.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family causes stress or steps into your life too much, he is more likely to lose his temper and react emotionally instead of handling it calmly. He might say things suddenly, get moody, or show his irritation openly, which can make the situation more tense. Though he doesn't mean to cause harm, his strong feelings can sometimes turn small problems into bigger arguments.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might be modern and open with you in private, but still expect you to act like a traditional supportive wife when you're with his relatives. He cares about appearances and wants things to go smoothly, especially in front of family. You deserve to be yourself both at home and with others, not just play a part for people's approval.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is likely to stay polite and try not to get involved right away, especially with his relatives. He doesn't enjoy messy situations and may quietly hope you'll handle things on your own. Over time, and with gentle reminders, he can learn to stand with you more.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He has a strong sense of duty and respect towards his mother, which can sometimes make him act like a mummy's boy. In a conflict between you and his mother, he may feel torn and uncomfortable. His first reaction might be to avoid taking sides or to try keeping everyone happy rather than standing up for you right away. If the issue is serious, you will likely need to talk to him calmly and explain how much his support means to you.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He may feel close enough to his mother or sister to share some details about your fights or personal matters, especially if he's upset or confused. If he does this often, it can make you feel exposed or judged and may lead to more family interference in your marriage. For your relationship, it's a sign you'll need to set strong boundaries about privacy.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Being with him every day means living with someone who cares deeply and wants a peaceful, well ordered home, but who also feels things very strongly and can lose his temper quickly. You'll enjoy his caring side and thoughtful gestures, but you may also feel the pressure to keep things neat and to follow certain routines.